Welcome to Odd Musings with, what's the name?
Scott and Brett.
You heard him.
All right.
I'm
Thanks,
D.
Steve.
Snyder.
And we're live with episode 171 of Odd Musings. Hey,
That's
Scott,
right.
how's it going today?
It's going well, and how are you?
I'm doing good. We got some fun topic to talk about today. Mandalorian season 2 trailer, the original, the legitimate one, after a couple Rick rolls had hit us a few weeks ago. And
Yeah, I've been really busy on my end, and I got snagged by a couple of those Rick rolls. So when I saw it pop up, I paid no attention to it, and it wasn't until later that night talking to you because I was not online all day.
yeah,
You mentioned that it came out. I'm like, oh, it was real.
yeah, at first I thought it was too, because a couple of places that shared it before were looked like, legitimate places I've seen information from, and they were playing the game too. I was like, whatever, we don't need that. But no, I saw a few ones. I guess released it on Entertainment Weekly, and
StarWars.com has it. You can watch
Yep.
on. Did you watch on your big screen on Disney Plus or anything like that?
I pulled up YouTube and watched it on the big screen.
Yeah,
and
it really
cool.
has that. It has movie quality to it. I'm loving it, and
as good as season 1 looked, they've definitely upped their game visually just from the trailer. So I'm real excited.
Well,
about
that's
that.
the other thing to consider too, and we'll get into all this. But any show, when you see season one is always the weakest season, and they had such a strong start. They're only going to get better, and that's what's so awesome about this.
Yeah, no, I'm super excited about all this. So, but let's get some business out of the way first. Got to start off with our good friends at Loringer Family Chiropractic Center, located in Belleville, Michigan, and Dexter, Michigan. They do take great pride in providing the finest chiropractic care to each and every patient, offering on-site digital X-rays, massage therapy, orthotics by foot levelers, young limb essential oils, aromatherapy, full line of vitamins, all in a family-oriented environment. Give them a call. 734-697-4244, or visit them online at LoringerFamilyChiropractic.com. Always have links for you at oddmusings.com. We can go check stuff out there. And of course, here on the screen, you can see Dr. Anna and Dr. Brian, the heads of the chiropractic care there at Loringer's, and that is their Belleville location there. So definitely check them out and go see all the great doctors and everybody else out there. And then I saw Hope. I'm not really sure if I even know people that I don't see all the time. And I guess it was her birthday, but she's a new chiropractic assistant or something there. So I wasn't even sure because I, again, didn't recognize the name. So, but hey, happy birthday, Hope.
Happy birthday.
Yeah.
We hope you had a happy birthday.
Yeah, so definitely go check them out and see what.
And I'd hold up our sample of Stony Creek product, but as I said last week, a coworker of mine had some issues, and I gave it to her, and she's feeling amazing now using it. So this was the one I had.
Yeah,
I gotta place an order for a new one. So
yeah, so definitely get some Stony Creek Hemp in life. Yep,
and you can get that from Loringer Family Chiropractic as well.
Yep. And then we'll be talking more about them as they become a full sponsor again, getting links to them. But until then, we've also got the great Team Titans.
Team Titans of Real Estate. That's us. We're in the house. Woo-hoo. So, here's one thing that drives me nuts. Facebook, they're always updating stuff. My cover page, I try to edit it. It doesn't like edit like it used to. I used to be able to slide it and move it. Now I got my crotch shot. So I got to what is with this? Remember, you used to click on it, you could center it and reposition. I don't know. They're constantly fiddling. It's like, oh, our users figured out how to use us. We have to change again. Anyways, enough about them. This is about Team Titans. We're here for you guys. Relationships are our number one priority. You can call us 586-549-6096. This is our Facebook page. Follow us there, Team Titans RE. Here's a tip I want to give you. As many of you know, my partner, Jill Webler, she just recently bought a house for herself. And we're learning some things in the process that buyers are go through that are outside of the actual real estate transaction. Because of COVID-19, what a lot of people don't realize is simple things like ordering furniture. It is crazy how far out things are going. Now, because we are in the industry, knew things were going to be backed up. So soon as she knew for sure she was getting the house, back in August, she started placing all her furniture orders and all those things. They're still not in. And a lot of the orders keep getting pushed farther and farther and farther back. So now we're looking at, I think the last time they told her mid-October for when she'll get her stuff. So, and that could get pushed out even further. And the problem is, it's not the furniture companies; it's the manufacturers. They're so understaffed and trying to get product out. They're not able to keep up with the demand. Same with a fence that she's getting put in. The guy to put the fence in was available, but the product was not in. So now it's looking like November, I think, is the timeline. And all these things were ordered back in August. These are usually things that come pretty quick. So just know, if you are looking to move, or even if you're not moving, you're looking to just buy new furniture or anything else, there is a long wait. A lot of people are waiting. So just be patient and pre-plan. Order early so you have plenty of time for that to take effect.
Yeah.
But real estate, give us a call, 586-549-6096. Team Titans RE on Facebook. You can follow us there, and we'll take care of you.
Well, and what you're talking about there with the furniture, it's the problem we have going on is more than just one industry or another. It's actually in all industries. And I'm seeing this, of course, dealing with Shipt and at the grocery level. A lot of people feel like, okay, we're not fully back to normal by no means. We need a lot more to open up, but at the same time, there's still so much going on within this that people are forgetting that we're not back to normal, and they think, oh, well, things should just be there. Why isn't it there? Right. Everything's back to normal. It's like, well, a couple of things happen. One is, regardless of what the industry is, manufacturing is going down left and right due to COVID. If someone tests positive, they're shutting down those facilities until they can figure out if it's a true positive or not, or if they have to scrub everything down again. And that puts delays on everything too. Then you've got the workers that just don't want to go back in because of the fear of catching something.
Or more likely, a lot of these places, the workers make more money staying home.
Well, that's the other thing. It's like Michigan just instituted. That was going to be my third point. Michigan just instituted an extra $300 again for unemployment. Yeah. So those that don't want to be there can actually stay home and collect more money per week. So I've talked to a number of business owners. They're having trouble getting people. A lot of contractors, electricians, painters, they are really backlogged. And it's not because they don't want to work for you. It's the owners of the companies are like, I'm doing these jobs by myself because I can't get any workers because they're collecting unemployment instead. So it's, and the unemployment's not forcing them to go back and get jobs when jobs are available. They're allowing them to stay home and collect this money.
Exactly.
And that's actually hurting, companies themselves, because a lot of those companies are still actually having to pay that out.
Yeah. Now I've listened on the news where they've claimed that that's a myth. That's not really happening. I'm telling you, I know these contractors firsthand. I work with them often. It's real. They can't get the workers to do the work. The work is there. The workers aren't.
Yeah. So I see with people standing in line trying to check out, and lines are long at checkout still, and they're going, why can't you just get anybody? I looked at them and said, there's nobody that wants to come in and work. I said, they've been hiring forever and nobody's coming in.
Yeah, if you're collecting up $800 a week to sit home, why would you go work?
Yeah. I mean, it's just kind of the way it is. So
I can make $800 sitting home or $600 if I go to work.
Yeah. And that's what they're doing.
Math. 600 less than 800.
So the supply chain is really our of everything is really messed up, and it's going to be. I keep telling people they're like, well, when do you think it's going to get better? I think on the grocery end, the earliest, it's going to be better. And again, it's more than just getting the workers. It's also now they have to still get they got to grow the food, and they're in that process too. Because we went through so many months of what would have been warehouse stock. I'm thinking June next year at the earliest.
And all these companies are all relying on other companies. So like for instance, and so that's what you got to keep in mind. My message is you got to just be patient, even, with the workers. For instance, with Jill's situation, the salesman tells her, oh, it'll be ready at such and such date. Well, then it's not. And then it gets pushed out. It'll be ready at such and such date. It gets pushed out. It's easy to get mad at that person, but the reality is he's just looking at a computer screen that has data from the manufacturer. So if the manufacturer is now saying, oh, everything's getting pushed back, it wasn't his fault. He wasn't lying to you. He just was working off the information he had. So you just got to be patient. And, it's unfortunately the world we live in. Last story I heard, we are now at the 6-month anniversary of our 14-day shutdown. And we were going to flatten the curve. Then it was going to be whatever. Now Fauci saying, well, even if we get a vaccine, we're going to be like this till end of 2021. It's like, come on. So just whatever it is, you just got to be patient and go with it. I don't know what else to say.
Well, that's about it. I mean, it's just we're just have to get through
you
all
can
this.
Get mad, but why? What are you going to do? I mean, you might as well go yell at a tree for being there. I mean, it's it's there. I mean, cut it down or be quiet. Let's get out to good stuff. We got Kevin Meinert chiming in there. Good morning, Kevin.
Yeah. He said it's a good picture. He got his updated couch for the Oasis, his studio, and
we gotta make a trip to test it out.
Yeah.
Gotta see if it reclines well and you can watch the movie comfortably.
Yeah.
Watch The Boys. I've been watching that. That's been fun.
Yeah.
I just finished episode 3. How about you?
I'm through episode 4 because that's what came out last Friday. So I'm definitely a little bit ahead of you on that. But nice thing is it's coming out once a week. It's easy to catch up.
Yeah. I'm very thrilled. I've been very satisfied with The Boys.
Yes.
Like in season 2 so far. I won't give any spoilers, but I just finished episode 3. So I'm now intrigued by the new character, Stormfront. See where this is going to go.
And we learned a little bit more about her in episode 4. So definitely,
she's definitely. It's going to be interesting, as I have a feeling her and Homelander are going to be button heads, and she seems pretty strong. So, it's going to be interesting.
Yeah, this is the whole thing is interesting how they're tying everything together so far for this season, and we got to see Elizabeth Shue again. No spoilers on that because I know she died at the end of season 1. There's reasons we see her, and so I like how the direction.
I'm wondering. So I'll just do a speculation thing. There was a little bit where they asked, have you heard of, what was it, Lady Liberty, I think it was? I'm wondering if that was Elizabeth Shue. So I'm wondering if she had powers or something that we didn't know about.
I'll answer that one for you right now. No.
No. I thought maybe she had a power.
No. They were. They tried to elude that a little bit, but right away I was like, no, because if she did, she would have used her powers on Homelander more than just her seductiveness.
Well, man, I don't know what her superpower is. I mean, we know she was good at pumping breast milk.
Yeah, that's about it.
Maybe it was like a Luke Skywalker in Last Jedi moment. I don't know.
That's what it felt like.
But in all seriousness, I've been enjoying it. I love when shows are well written like this and just they're fun and they're satisfying. So I've been enjoying that a lot. Yep.
And I'm looking forward to what we're going to talk about here is The Mandalorian. It's got a new trailer out. So
and Kevin and Brandy are going to be mad at me because I'm still on episode 1 of Cobra Kai, but the boys right now kind of push Cobra Kai to the side so I can watch that. So
but once you really sit down to start, if you say, okay, I'm gonna give myself watch a few episodes, you're gonna be like, I can't shut it off.
I was surprised
it's so good.
With Cobra Kai, the character, the actor who played the characters, like, put him in a body bag. He actually did pass away.
Yeah, he actually
he had organ failure.
And he had some issues and stuff like that. But he was actually, I guess, I read an article, and he died about a year ago now. And he was actually tweeting out to fans saying, yeah, I'm hoping to be back for season 3 and everything else. And, it's when I see him on the show, I was thinking, God, he really had to die. So I had to Google it. And I was like, oh, he did. Shoot. And it was a shame. But yeah, he was, I loved, wait, I won't spoil it for you because I love the episode with him in it because he was only in the one. They brought back all of his friends, the 3 friends that were with him throughout the first movie.
Yeah, they went for a camping trip or something.
Yeah, and it was a great episode because it really, in a lot of ways, really shows that Billy Zabka really knows how to act, and somebody will say, well, it's not really stretched acting. He's not doing this. It's actually really because the emotions he shows without being overly emotional are really good. Yeah, it feels more real, and he's bringing a lot to his emotions. And I'm talking about that scene. I'm talking about the entire series. Yeah. He really brings a lot out.
I happened to come across, and I decided to watch it, even though it probably gave me spoilers. But there was a highlight reel of Johnny's moments in the new series. So
Yeah.
it's like him talk. I just love his advice to the kids and everything else. So I can't wait to watch it. It's just boys are a little more important to me right now.
It's straight up 80s advice.
It is.
Don't be a loser. Don't be a,
Yeah, I can see myself in Johnny a lot.
Yeah. I can relate more. Definitely can relate more to him now. And I can't wait for you to see in this first season, though, the episode where he reflects back on how things went from his perspective in the Karate Kid. And that really, again, we talked about it the other week, it takes it right from what Barney was talking about and How I Met Your Mother, but it really rings true because when we really look at it, it's like, well, just like Obi-Wan said, from a certain perspective.
All true from a certain point of view.
Yeah, so you and Joe got to get on watching some Cobra Kai. You guys will really enjoy that. So
that'll be good.
And then Boys will be ending just in time to start with a few weeks left in between to start up The Mandalorian. I'm looking forward to that.
And isn't something else starting up in like mid-October on streaming that's really big? I thought something else was coming out soon.
Yeah, I'm trying to think what's coming up next.
I thought something like for some reason like October 12th or something or 15th or something big was supposed to come out.
Yeah, they're really and the thing is, like, I don't think the streaming channels are coordinating themselves per se, but they're all trying not to step on each other's toes because there's not a ton of new content out there. Oh, I know. I've been watching. I watched the first couple episodes of Raised by Wolves, the new Ridley Scott series on Prime. A little different. It's kind of weird.
Yeah. How are you liking it?
There's things I like about it so far. I'm gonna give
Ridley Scott.
Yeah, it's got that Prometheus feel in some ways.
Yes, I won't like it.
But I'm kind of still intrigued by it because I'm at least giving it the first season. So and they're releasing it like one a week on Prime, which is nice. So you're not getting you'll have the full thing and you just like binge it and be done. But it's interesting because it's about faith based people versus atheists, all from Earth, set in some kind of future. They didn't get into the actual faith. It's not Christianity. It's kind of a version of Christianity. Looks like it's based on the Crusades. And then there's the atheist.
Ridley Scott is well known to be very anti-faith, and he's been very open about it in interviews. His goal is to produce things that make people turn away from faith. So I don't give a crap about Ridley Scott.
Yeah,
I don't. I think he makes crappy stuff.
I'll be honest with you. When I watch stuff like that, the more they try to steer you away from faith, the more I look at going, you're actually giving faith credence and credit for everything. So good for you. But it's okay. It's there's some things I liked about it, but then there's things I don't. And it's really not even about the faith aspect. It's really just the storytelling.
Yeah.
So
and then you got Lord of the Rings. Okay, Lord of the Rings has come out in 2021. They don't give a date yet. For Prime.
Yeah.
I'm trying to see what's coming.
Did you hear about the Walking Dead news? Walking Dead news, they're going to cancel the series after season 11.
Yeah.
And then their series with just Daryl and Carol, which I was like, okay, so why even just call it Walking Dead whatever? Just leave Walking Dead and kill everybody off, and you just got those two, because obviously the fans who are still watching it, which I don't care, are
I don't even know what's on anymore.
Yeah.
I don't know. The problem, and I think the problem is, I think it goes back to, oh God, what's his name? Who created it?
Kirkman.
He never really had an end game for Walking Dead. It just kind of went on, and it for a story you need a destination. And he never had a destination, and it just kind of always was there. It just doesn't make sense. And even this series, it just seems to drag on. It's not
and that's where I got bored in the comics. After issue 100, really, but even before that, it got boring because you could tell there was just no ending. And
it's like pursuing a cure. There was like nothing.
Yeah, and then it was he had the governor, and after he killed the governor off, which I think he felt was too early, then he creates Negan and does the same thing, and that's where he really started. It was just a rehash of story, and then it just got boring.
Right, and that was the problem. It just became a Right. That was the big problem with Negan coming about is it's like, okay, this is just the Governor 2.0. Okay. And actually,
Yeah, pretty much.
I found the Governor to be a far more fascinating character than Negan. I am bored to death by Negan. So,
and then now taking them such different directions on the show. I was like, really, Okies they had to bring in the Whispers. And they made the Whispers this even bigger deal. I'm like, this is something that should have been wiped out. It's and
the storyline that they actually had a good potential on, they went through it in like 2 episodes. What was it, Terminus or whatever they called it?
That
had a really good potential storyline there, but they rushed to Negan and they blew through that in like 2 episodes.
Yeah, that was not done very well at all, and they made a big deal about it. And I remember when it came out, because I went to Universal Studios for Halloween Horror Nights, and they actually had a Terminus as part of the Walking Dead haunted house. But then afterwards, right after Halloween, it's like, oh, they're done with Terminus. Who cares?
So, right. Oh, I know what was coming out. Star Trek Discovery Season 3 is coming out soon.
Yes, and that is coming out next month.
October 15th. That's what it was. I knew there was something coming out right now.
Yeah.
And I surprisingly, and I am looking forward to it. I was not a fan of Season 1 the way they presented it. Once I accepted the parts I didn't like, though, the story itself I did like. Once we got to Season 2, I absolutely loved it when they brought Pike in. But I think I'm really going to like Discovery now that they've jumped ahead to the future. I think this is where this should have always been set. And I think there's room for what they're trying to do in a future setting. The problem was they were shoehorning it into an existing timeline, and it just didn't work for me. But the story and character development I thought were good. And
anyways, that's the thing. I was saying when the first season, I barely got through it, and like just lots of it. Second season, I really like. Mike, I'm looking forward to his own series, but the third one now set in the future. This will make it have more sense.
And I think too, what I like
that's pretty good. And then
about Season 2 was you can tell they made a shift. They listened to the criticisms and the fans. I think from Season 1.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Another thing coming out. It's not a series, but we have a sequel movie coming to Netflix here. I'm not going to share one picture. I'm share a bunch of pictures. Can't bring anything up. But we have Christmas Chronicles 2 coming out day before Thanksgiving.
I totally forgot about that. The first one was so fun. Fun.
And this one we get to they go back to Santa's Workshop. Goldie Hawn has a bigger role in this. She was an end credit bonus for the first movie. And we're excited about that. I've watched that first one. I've seen it probably like 4 or 5 times now because I watched it the first one it came out, watched it, and then watched it again with after to be at Kevin and Brandy's and with the kids. We all watched it together. And then
I never would have thought of Kurt Russell as a good Santa.
But it was perfect because we see the chubby Coca-Cola Santa like we always see, and then he goes, "I ain't fat like that." He goes, take that, you chubby punk," So it was just great, and I really enjoyed it. I'm curious. I like the trailer. They don't get too much into what's going on. They just kind of talk about they're at Santa's workshop. It was all designed by Mrs. Claus. And then one of the kids says something like, well, it shouldn't just be like, Mrs. Claus's town or something like that. And so they made the joke about that. So it's funny on that. So I'm real excited to see what they do going forward. And it looks like, I think it's new kids too. Yeah. Different kids for this one. So it should be pretty good. I'm excited about that. So a lot of good stuff coming up there. And then, again, we have a series coming out next year. A lot of the stuff, like even Discovery, you'll be able to watch Discovery on regular CBS this fall. They're running the first season as part of regular programming, just because there isn't enough original programming available to air.
Well, and I think a lot of this ties into, we were talking about COVID before, and everything's getting delayed. All these movie studios, and we're going to talk about a little bit later. Things like Black Widow and Wonder Woman are getting pushed back again. But I think a lot of this is because there was a big shutdown of production. So the pipeline is empty. And these are companies that need to make money. They need to make stockholders happy. So I think they're all shuffling these schedules to try to say, okay, where should we put this so that, because we're going to have a gap of big budget movies for a year. So we got to space these things out to keep flowing the cash. So, same with these TV shows. There were big production halts, and so the streaming networks too are probably playing that same game of, okay, we don't have our usual pipeline coming, so we got to figure out where things are going.
Yep.
But and also on CBS All Access, isn't Evil Season 2 supposed to be coming out soon? Is that coming out?
I haven't heard anything on that in a while, so I assume that's.
I really enjoyed season 1.
Actually, I haven't seen anything about and I'm not watching. I'll be honest, I'm not watching a lot of the regular mainstream channels right now. I'm watching a lot of just streaming stuff.
Yeah.
I'm watching my own movies. I just finished going through all the Harry Potter movies again. I'm starting to actually read the books now again. I'm on the first book. But I haven't heard a lot about anything premiere wise. Because I know everything's delayed, so they're not talking too much about any of that right now. I did see online though they were able to film the last 2 episodes or 1 episode, whatever it was, of Supernatural, so they got that finished, so they can now air those last few episodes they have. I think they're going to do that starting in October. And then one of the coolest things is they gave Jared and Jensen each get a car, so they each got one of the 3. Of Baby, the Impala that they drove through the series. So, in fact, Jensen had been actively pursuing them for the last several years, saying, he goes, I want one of the cars. Series ends, I want the car. I want the car. And he put out a nice post on social media talking about how Dean is so much a part of his life. Dean is kind of like the imaginary friend he never knew he needed. Or had something like that. And it's pretty cool. I was like, it's 15 years they had that series on. We get to see these guys change a lot, and
you should want a life-size cast of Dean to put inside the car next to him, so when he drives.
Oh, he probably will. He'll be driving. See, no, this is Jensen, so he is Dean. So he'll have
the other one. Then
he'll put Jensen's picture in there. I was like,
Jensen,
Sam and Dean. So it's Sam and Dean driving.
Jensen's the one that. He's going to be in a TV show here.
Yeah, the reboot of Texas Rangers, Walker, Texas Ranger.
But he's also in one of these shows we watch. Which one is he? Jensen. What's his first name?
Jensen Ackles is the name, and that's Sam. And then
Jensen's his first name?
No, sorry. Jensen Ackles is Dean, and then Jared Padalecki is Sam. I'm getting them mixed up. See, they shouldn't have the same nation.
They're really one person.
Yeah.
It's like Tom and Jerry. You can't just have one.
Sam was on Gilmore Girls back in the early 2000s. And then Dean has been in a couple series, and then he did a couple movies here and there. But really, they're both known strictly for almost Supernatural. So,
right. I thought there was something he was coming in on it, like. Oh, yeah, that's right. The Boys. He plays Soldier Boy in The Boys.
That's right. Yes. He's going to pop up as Soldier Boy. Yep. So, and just heard he's going to be on it. So I assume he's going to be 1 episode and done. Hey, it's Soldier Boy. Bang. He's dead. Okay.
Oh, wait. Episode 3. So maybe he's season 3. We're in season 2. So he might not be coming in this season.
Yeah. Kevin says he'll be on The Boys next season. Okay.
Next season. Okay.
That's cool. You'll be good on that. Yeah.
Now that you're finally done with Supernatural, you can work on other things.
Yeah, I've been seeing some of these series that I thought were already renewed for future seasons are actually officially renewed, like the Doom Patrol and a few others. So, so it's going to be interesting on a lot of this stuff that's coming out in the future here. And I think really what's happened during all this time is the streaming side says, that we got a frowny face up on our little likes here. Oh, Jill Webler, angry. Thank you, Jill.
She'll put frowny face. She, you know what it is? She's mad. I'm not at the house painting. She's been a slave driver. She is just like, get to work.
Well, Scott, you are the whipping boy. So hey, get to work. So hey, we're already about halfway through the show. Let's get started here on some Mandalorian here because we got a cool trailer that dropped.
That's right.
And heck, if you want to hit play, let it play. I don't care.
Let it play? Okay. Yeah. Should I block the sound or?
Well, it probably won't come through.
Let's see.
So, yeah, you might be able to hear it, but I can't hear any sound.
Okay, so I'm going to mute it so I can hear you better.
Here,
I'll pause it as we want to just do a breakdown as we go.
Yeah, we do a quick breakdown because we get a great shot of the the Razor here, the Razor Crest.
Yeah. Now, if you notice here, It's damaged. I like how they put this up to block my view. Hurt you, Star Wars. But what we see is the engines are flickering. The back door is open, which is not a good thing in outer space. So it's obviously damaged. You can see there, it's sparks are coming out. Don't know what planet this is. But,
well, there was speculation on that one of the things I was watching on several different planets. But one thing we know is they are going to was it Mon Calamar for the Mon Calamari, and then I forget the other species that was a Jedi as well.
Yeah,
and then this is a planet he talks about. Now we think this is Tatooine, only because we have sand people with the banthas, right. But I believe we've seen in other Star Wars stuff, we've seen sand people on other planets.
Right, and I'm curious because this could be the planet he's flying over first, because then it looks like he's heading towards a blue planet, which could be because we also see where it looks like he's crashing into ice. So maybe he's skimming the atmosphere. I don't know, or this is Tatooine, like you said. I think it's got. If the character we saw before in season 1 is Boba Fett in that one episode where the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. What's her name? Ma Ning. I'm so bad with names now. Ming Na. She was the episode she was in, that mystery character at the end. If that truly was Boba Fett, that took place on Tatooine. So this could be where Boba Fett comes back, and maybe we see the actor Tamara Morrison show up. Who knows? We don't know. Or he's Captain Rex, or he's both. We don't know. But there's so much speculation that they didn't reveal a lot of that in this series, this trailer here, which is great. Did a great job with that bantha. Now, originally in Star Wars Episode 4, these were actually elephants, and they made these things that went on top of the elephant. So I'm guessing this is going to be CGI, but maybe they did bring elephants on set, or they just built. They probably built.
It looks like they built it. It looks great, but I would say it's built and then animatronic, and they can do that now with such great ease. So, but yeah, we got the planet here, and this was I don't think I was watching. I forget the name of the planet, but it's a known ice planet. It's not Hoth, but it's this is where he, according to another shot we see after this, it looks like it's where he crashed.
Now it looks like that, but from looking at this, I don't see the back opened on this. So either he got it shut, or then of course Baby Yoda. Everyone loves Baby Yoda, and we know he's the child.
Yes,
I still call him Baby Yoda.
Here at Odd Musings, so you can see back there. If you go back a click, well, you can't really, but
they don't let me do that on here.
Yeah, leave it pause here for a minute though. Don't hit play yet. But the previous one there, that supposedly looked like the Razor Crest was kind of had crashed. So maybe it crashed there, but he still took off from that planet later on. So the scene we see earlier on is actually after that point. Because of course the trailer's not in any order. But if you look here, we can see all kinds of the Mon Calamari. The other races, I always consider the races name that's there too. That we know some Jedi's. Squibs,
I think they're Squib, Star Wars Squibs. Yep. Those are Squibs.
So, and that's where he's at. So basically, and he's on the dock here because we see ships, we see water.
Hey man, we're wrong. It's a oh come on, Star Wars water species. Let's get our species right.
Yeah,
it is. There he is.
Quarren.
Yep, Quarren.
Yep.
Now the Quarren and the Mon Calamari are like arch enemies on their home planet. They hate each other. This here, it looks like they're on Mon Calamari and they're riding a vessel, like some kind of a ship.
Well, right here they're on a dock, and then the next scene we'll see. We'll see them. If you want to hit play, we'll watch the.
And right here you see a character. Look at this, because this is a water planet, right?
Yeah.
Well, look at they have a breathing pack. It's filled with water or something, I'm guessing. So this creature has to breathe water, I'm guessing, and so this is some kind of air pack for them. Okay, so we got that. Now there's going to be a really cool scene coming up here, right? Who is this?
Yeah. Now this, of course, has been speculated like crazy. It's Sabine. And I was looking at it going, I thought at first I was like, well, could it really be? Because she looks very orange. But I looked back at some of the images from Clone Wars cartoon and things like that, and she does hue to her skin, but she's very orange looking in this here. So
that's what I thought too.
That could be.
It's not Ahsoka. No. I was thinking it was Ahsoka at first, but then when I paused it, she doesn't have, because there's a hood, but she doesn't have the points on the hoods that Ahsoka would need. Yeah. So it's definitely not Ahsoka. But Sabine would be an interesting one for it to be, because Very cool.
Well, this takes place again 5 years after Jedi. We know that after Return of the Jedi, according to the Rebels cartoon, Ahsoka and Sabine went off to try to find Ezra Bridger. So there's been speculation they're going to tie that into to that aspect, and we're supposed to have a new series, an animated series that's supposed to follow them.
Right.
So I'm wondering if that's kind of just a tie-in. Is this pre-post that point?
Right.
Are they hoping to maybe launch it as do a live action version, which would be really cool? Is get another live action Star Wars that's actually dealing with that aspect of the universe at this time. So,
and even it has such a movie feel, is what I keep coming back to. It's just they really put all the quality into this show.
Yeah, right. I mean that's Favreau. He wants it to feel like a Star Wars movie, but in this series format. He didn't want it to feel like just another TV series.
Right. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and hit play. So there's that character again.
And then she's gone.
Baby Yoda is so awesome.
Yeah.
There's a particular scene, I know you'll know that we'll see it when it comes up, but it just cracks me up.
Oh, yes.
Right. So, but I like how they do this like silent dialogue with each other. There's that ship. So this is probably on Mon Calamari. Looks like a hammerhead. It almost looks like a hammerhead, but I think it's too small.
Yeah. Now, the thing I was watching earlier, giving a breakdown, they actually tied this into some of the current Star Wars comics.
Oh,
so this version of this ship was in some of the comics, and as we know, the current comic run through Marvel is in canon.
Correct.
So that was taken from that, and then the person that was talking about it was speculating that the character we think is Sabine was somebody else. We go back and said, but I really think it's Sabine. It kind of fits more than what this other character is, because the other character, I guess, was a lot older, and it was a former Jedi. So, and that could be too. And I thought that too when I first saw the trailer, that it wasn't this certain character. I just thought it was what we think is Sabine. I was like, that could actually be just a former Jedi, because they are using that like in the fallen, the Jedi fallen or whatever. Former Jedi is a character, NPC character in that, and then other stuff. So we know there's some of the Jedis they just lay everything down and dismiss the Force pretty much. So that way they could be tracked down by the Jedi hunters. So.
Very cool. It looks sweet though.
Yeah. And we'll get to see more of the water world of Mon Calamari.
Yeah, which we've only seen in like the Clone Wars animated series. There's a story arc that takes place there, which they are aware of Jedi on that planet. So, because the dialogue here is he's being told he has to reunite Baby Yoda with his people, and he's like, wait, you want me to take them to enemy sorcerers who...
And this is all dialogue from the first season, too. It's not even new dialogue, so...
Right.
So that kind of leads that definitely the second season is playing off of that dialogue between, the Mandalorian and the Armorer.
Star Wars always does such a great job too of just capturing that dirty real world feel. Like this feels like he's on an actual like fishing vessel or something. You see the workers in the background working, and they do such a good job of doing that.
Yep.
Oh,
I hit the wrong thing. There we go.
Baby
so
Yoda.
yep. And then I love this. Yeah.
This shot was awesome. Love it. You got the X-Wings here, which they're just classic. How awesome is that? And you got the Razor Crest here. You can see up there. There he is there, sitting in there. Wonder if we'll get Dave Filoni in the cockpit again.
Yeah, but here we get, they go, the X-Files open up. They're following him, but we don't see them attacking him, so I assume he's helping out. And then, of course, we get Gina Carano back along with Apollo Creed.
Yep, they're back. And then
here we see
they're utilizing that folded wing design quite a bit now. I guess this was a design they came up with a while ago to possibly use. I want to say, was it Rogue One? It was for something else, and they ended up, but they never needed to show TIE fighters landing on a surface. So I love that they have this design element that they're implementing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like that too. It's a really cool aspect and of what's going on, and it shows. And we're seeing, like with the here with the speeder bikes and everything else, it's still the Empire, but I think we're starting to see the elements that will eventually become the First Order. So.
Right. So here we see biker scouts launching off the back of a moving ship. and it's like a deployment, like, kind of like Navy SEALs deploying off of an airplane. It's a really cool scene here where you see them doing some kind of airdrop.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, those scenes went fast. There was somebody in water trying to get up, looked like drowning. Wasn't sure who that was.
Yeah.
And then here we see he's got his jetpack. Somebody's not doing good here. Somebody's having a bad day.
Well, this is back to the planet here where I believe he was walking through the corridor, and you see all the graffiti and all that stuff. So it's again, I think they're bouncing between worlds, between a couple of the different episodes. I'm assuming a lot of what we're seeing in this trailer is like maybe in the first just 3 episodes. So they're not trying to go too deep into the series.
And I think that's what they did in season 1 too. It turned out a lot of the stuff we saw was pretty quick.
Yeah,
because they didn't want to give away spoilers.
Yeah.
Plus, they may still be working on. Who knows? The day before it release, they might still be working on things.
No, from what I read, everything was shot. They were working over since COVID started because everything was done digitally at that point. They've had it pretty much. I think it's all set. I think the only thing you may have been doing was just working on the music.
Yeah. Plus, George Lucas isn't working on it. When it's George, he's tinkers till like 5 minutes before it releases.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's go. Let's see what's next. There's that ice planet again.
Yeah. And they're showing a lot of that and the Mon colors. That's why I figure it's got to be, these are all in the first few. And then here we got a nice little kickboxing arena.
Yeah. And those are Gamorrean guards that are fighting in the ring. So we see them, we're used to seeing them at Jabba's palace. But this is our first time seeing them in a completely different capacity. So now they're MMA fighters or something.
Yeah, so we'll probably get a little bit more of who the Gamorreans are a little more. So
I got him, this is a classic. This is a throwback to the cantina scene, I believe. I'd have to double check, but there was a one-eyed character in the cantina scene in episode 4 way back when. It's a brief shot, but I have a feeling this is supposed to be that species. There's Baby. This I love. I love this. So those, if you don't know, what do you call those? They're like little
sparrows, weren't the sparrows?
Yeah. So all of these, each one of these are like a little missile that fires all over the place. And Baby Yoda sees that he's activating it, and Baby Yoda does. He's like, "Peace out. I'm out of here."
I love that shot. That was just great. So.
And then we got obviously a fight scene in that arena there. That person's not doing well. He's met his match. It looks like that's
that right there. If you notice that with the horns. Yeah. So I'm wondering if that's where we get Ray Park was supposed to be in it. Is what some of the rumors were. So.
So there we go. No, Ray Park in this one? I thought
I thought we'd seen some stuff where they would rumor him to be in it as well. So,
oh, you are right. Yes, you're right. The speculation was it would be tied into the Darksaber storyline. Now, in the timeline, he's dead because he dies. Obi-Wan Kenobi kills him in Rebels.
And they're talking about him being in the Obi-Wan show as well. But we saw Rebels. We saw they finished up his story from Clone Wars to Rebels, so we did get to see that, which was great. So,
but they'll probably do flashbacks because we're also supposed to get Katie Sackhoff in this as
she's supposed to do a live action version of her character from the anime series.
Yeah, she'll be Bo-Katan, and she in the series she's the one that ends up with the Darksaber. So that last we know, and then somehow Moff Gideon gets it. So I'm sure there's going to be some kind of flashback showing all that.
And it might be where we see Sabine coming involved with this too, because she's trying to track down the Darksaber again. So,
right.
And but you mentioned episode 4, and right now there's a new Mos Eisley Canteen available from Lego coming out next month. You can actually build. Yeah, that's it right there on the screen, and it's going to have all kinds of cool things. It closes up. You can open it up.
So
it's closed, and it's got the bantha and all this stuff. You're going to have some new ships and things like that. So you get a speeder there. So yeah, $350. Not bad. I spent $400 on my Diagon Alley, which I just
they do a good job
Yeah.
It's
I just got
amazing
the
how
Diagon
Lego
Alley,
has
so.
been able to really make things like it's one product, a brick, but they managed to do it. I saw a video of someone doing like there is a company out there now, and I don't know why Lego didn't do it. They're building these giant bricks that you can actually build your own house with. So like it's got the insulation, everything built into it. Each brick is insulated, and you just put it together like a giant Lego to build your own house.
I've seen some stuff on that. That's actually a really cool way, and they say the cost wise is inexpensive. The other one I've seen is pretty cool. Is they've been working on basically 3D printing the houses out of concrete.
Yeah, is that crazy?
Yeah. So I think about that, like I want a new house. Here we go. There you go. 3 weeks later, you got a new house.
So it'll be interesting to see where season 2 of Mandalorian goes. There's a I'll post this real quick too. Let me say stop screen and then share. Where are you, Pedro? There we go. So these are some rumors coming out. So these aren't official, but the people writing these say there's multiple sources of this information. So we'll see.
Yeah.
But supposedly Pedro Pascal, who plays the Mandalorian, he's not happy about playing a character who hides his face all the time. For actors, their faces, their money. So he wants to start taking the helmet off since it's doing so well and it's not going well. And supposedly he went behind the creative team's back straight to Lucasfilm. Here's a shot of him with the helmet off in front of the droid IG-11. He would like to have his helmet off more, but supposedly he was walked off the set at some point. And so it says here, the creative team wouldn't budge. He went, from what I heard from 2 sources now, was he was frustrated. He became difficult. And the final straw was he went directly to Lucasfilm. So that evidently didn't go well, and he left really disappointed.
Well, and you hear that, and you want to hope it's not true. And so I'm kind of hoping it's actually, and here's my theory. Maybe they set this up as, hey, this will get us some really interesting press. People want to see what the conflict on set is. And then in the series, if it is Sabine, she can come to and say, yeah, real Mandalorians, which I am one, will take their helmets off.
Exactly. That's the reality. Everyone, you can't take the helmet off. Every Mandalorian in the history of Star Wars takes their helmet off. I don't understand this whole thing that developed on this show, why it became like this. Oh no, it's being a Mandalorian, it's a creed and all that. Not a single man. The only Mandalorian that doesn't take his helmet off is Boba Fett, and Boba Fett's not a Mandalorian. So right. It's like, come on. Yeah. Anyways, but according to this story, I heard the breakup was pretty bad with both sides, pretty darn upset, and hopefully cooler heads can prevail. So maybe he can.
And they finished filming this back in February, just prior to all the shutdowns in filming. So, this had to have happened,
And this happened.
Early, yeah.
Well, this happened about halfway through season 2.
Yeah.
And so they're saying what might have happened. It could be that they changed the storyline to focus on different characters, or it could be they have enough footage of him they can just edit it in. So I don't know. I don't know if he came back for the second half of the season or what. So we'll see. We'll find out.
Yeah.
But when you're playing a masked character where 2/3 of your scenes are shot with other people in the costume anyways,
right,
you don't have much. They can hire someone else to be the body and hire a voice actor who can mimic the voice. So be happy you're a part of it and move on. You agreed to be a maskless, a faceless character. I mean, yes. Come on. So anyways, there you have it. Hopefully, though, all parties will be happy and balance will be restored to the Force.
I hope so. We'll see. I think it'd be a mistake to walk away from a show like this right now because it's going to be huge for the next few years. So.
Oh, yeah. So we got a couple other things to talk about. We're getting to the end here. We're talking about movies.
Wonder Woman got a new release date. It's not going to be a Christmas release.
Okay.
They're hoping that by
the release too.
Yeah. Well, and another thing is, I think that a lot of the films they were hoping to release are not going to happen. They don't have enough time to finish them. Things like that. So it gives that release there too. And they're also not liking the direction of the fact that movie theaters are not as open across the country as they could be.
Yeah, they don't have released 1,000 screens or whatever.
Yeah, they want it to be, and they want people to go. I mean, some movies are getting like a 2,000 screen release still, but people aren't going to the theaters because it's very limited and things like that. And then the another news Disney side, Black Widow, they have not announced a new date, but it's going to get pushed. It sounds like.
So right now I'm reading November 6th. Is that what it was before?
Yes, and so they're talking that's going to get pushed. I could see that becoming a Christmas release as well.
Well, would they want to go against Wonder Woman?
Well, if there's really
February,
if there's no choice in films and you only get these two hitting as the big releases, they could both handle it at Christmas time. But I have a feeling it's going to get pushed to after the first of the year, and it'll start them off fresh. They'll probably go for that early February release because then it's a perfect time to allow it to flourish and be its own thing because there'll be nothing really coming out again during that time. So
let's see. Black Widow is slated to open November 6th, but studios have been fleeing the fall in the wake of Tenet's muted box office performance.
Yeah.
Those theaters remain closed in major markets, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so because of the way Tenet performed, these other companies are like, well, okay, hold on. We need to see.
Yeah, I mean, New York and LA theaters are still closed.
But I think, to be honest, I think they will get hurt no matter who releases it right now because it is limited. But I don't think Tenet's a good measuring stick. Tenet, I don't think was marketed well.
You know, I really never saw much on it. Made a big deal about it because it was the only thing coming out.
And what I did see of it, I didn't want to see it. The only thing
I didn't care for it. So
Tenet was Kevin's review. Kevin's review of it was far more interesting to me than the advertising they paid millions to do for Tenet. Yeah. They should have just paid Kevin $20 to tell me how good it was. Would have got better traction.
Yeah. Well, the other one that they're talking about is Pixar's Soul was supposed to come out in November, and now they're talking that might get pushed to Disney Plus. Now, it did not say in the articles I've read whether it's going to be just dropped like they did with Onward, where you have like a couple weeks on demand, then it's free, or they're going to go the route of Mulan, where it'll be a premiere access and you pay like $20 or $30 for it, and then 3 months later it'll pop up for everybody.
And the other question becomes with Black Widow, is this kind of a standalone film, or do they pushing Black Widow back? Does that mean they have to push everything else back because previously the stories would have to be in a certain order because the events of one affected the events of the other. So, we'll see what happens.
I'm kind of thinking there's something in Black Widow that might lead to the next phase. Yeah. Just a small bit, but they want to make sure it's not ruined. But it's also they're looking at, okay, we don't want this to be the Marvel movie that comes out that I still think looks great. I'm really excited for, but ends up being one of the lowest box office ones. And then people trash it thinking, okay, the female superheroes don't work. They don't work when they have crappy movies. They work when you tell good stories, and it doesn't be superheroes, but female heroes work. I mean, you look at the original Terminator first couple Terminator movies, Alien with Ripley and stuff like that. Those are, good movies, and the movies with the female leads that are failing that people think, well, nobody wants to see females in action. No, we want to see good stories, and and I think that they're really they don't want this to get lost in the wake of everything that's going on. Because I think if nothing had happened where things got shut down, if it came out, I think it would have done very well, and would have been in league with like a Doctor Strange and some of those movies of the Marvel universe. So I don't think it would have done Black Panther numbers, but I think it would have been good.
Yeah. Let's see. Fall 2020. Let's see. What is coming out? Let's see. It's so hard to tell what's coming out anymore. You got to look at something that was like written 10 hours ago to have an actual.
Yeah, because it literally changes from week to week and day to day sometimes. So
let's see. CNET, is that a new one? A lot of these are from July, so those won't be accurate. So who knows?
Well, they thought we'd be back open by now.
Yeah,
they thought all the theaters would be and things like that.
But they did.
Yep. They didn't bake on Gretchen Whitmer, to keep everything closed.
Yeah.
So
yeah, but what can you do?
It is what it is. We just live our lives and do everything we can.
That's right.
And go vote in November.
Yep.
So,
but other news, real quick. So Bardstone, I'm fulfilling orders. I've got in my hands here some. These ones I'm packing right now. These are the Brett Pinson exclusive covers. There we go. You see, they're signed. They're signed by both Brett and Kevin since they Brett did the pencils, but Kevin did the inks and colors. So we are unpacking those right now. So things are shipping. That's good. On Wretched Realms, that Kickstarter is launching in 2 weeks, and that will be right now. All the issue is penciled, laid out. Dialogue is in there. All the lettering is done. And it's at the flatter. We got a color flatter, which if you don't know what that is, it's the person who goes in and lays the initial layer of colors down, gets everything in the lines and nice and pretty, so that I can just go in really fast and do my finals. So it'll be really nice. So we're moving along really good on Wretched Realms. So that's coming along, and we're just really excited. We got so much coming out. It's looking good, and so if you supported Crimson Shadows issue 1, stay tuned. Your rewards will be coming soon. Issue 2, Travis is working on the pencils for that. And right now we are through pages. We have 9 pages done for his pencils out of 26. So we're moving along well on that. That's going to be issue 2 will be coming. I think if I remember our schedule, we'll have Wretched Realms. Then we'll take a little break for winter. Then we'll do Poe Macabre Master issue 2, which Kevin's finalizing now. Yep. Then we'll have Crimson Shadows 2 after that one. So we're getting a little pipeline going right now so that we can keep product coming out for you guys. So we're really excited about this.
Yep, it's going to be fantastic. And then our good friend Sean Fournier posted he got his Crimson Shadows, and he's looking forward to diving into it.
Hopefully everyone loves it. I hope everyone loves it.
I know a friend of mine who delivered hers in hand last week, and she's not much of a comic reader, but she loved what she got. She did the whole enchilada, so she got all the covers and everything else, and
the whole enchilada.
Yep, she thought that was cool. So, cool. And she really liked it. And she says, "Not as dark as I thought it would be," And she's not a big horror fan, but I was like, "No, it's a good thriller story. It's not so much of a horror." So
yeah, it's not meant to be. I don't want it to be like horror, like Jason and Freddy Krueger, all them. But just something that's fun, but lighthearted, but a little bit thrilling. Some gothic, whatever you call it.
Yeah, it's a gothic horror, which is a little more tamer than our modern horror, but still just as eerie. And
that's right.
Like that,
and we. Speaking of Kickstarters, Rodney Fike, we invoked him and he appeared. Good morning, Rodney.
Hey. And Rodney's Kickstarter went very well, and we should be seeing that ship out shortly from them as they're getting everything ready. It does take a few weeks to get everything back, and really excited about that. And I know they're working on issue 2 of Roadkill Rampage now. So
yeah, it's a lot of stuff in the works. And that really is, while it was a bummer, the convention season pretty much non-existent other than one show for me. I think you only did one show too, Brett.
Yeah, we did the same show.
Yeah, Great Lakes. But it's given us all that spark and time to work on our individual creative processes. And I can't wait to walk the floor of a show, catch up with everyone, but also see what they've done during this time. See all the new titles that got created and new stories and new artwork. So it's really exciting. So I'm geeked. I can't wait for 2021.
Yep, we're gonna have a good time, and hopefully we'll kick things off again with Great Lakes Comic-Con or Comic Expo, and it will continue on from there. And as we start learning when shows can actually happen, there's a lot of them. They're still not giving. They're just waiting to see if they can open back up yet.
That's right.
So we'll see on that. So until next week, we're gonna have a great week, and we will join you guys next week to talk about some more fun and exciting things in the world of whatever Odd Musings decides is fun. So hey, have a good one, guys. We'll see you then.